Neopian lore, what we got in store. Talking about the things that we love and adore. We're all over 20, right? We stay indoors and play this game. And love this game. Sometimes hate this game. But let's all talk about Neopian lore. Yeah! Woohoo!
Welcome to episode 12 of Neopian Lore. I love a good prank. Harmless fun that results in everyone laughing in the end. And no, not social experiments. Get out of here with that noise. Neopets has had some awesome pranks throughout the years that usually leads to some sort of uproar on the boards that's quite entertaining to read. For this episode, we're going to take a trip down memory lane with a quick overview of each year's April Fools prank. Jelly Neo and the Daily Neopets have fantastic coverage for each year, so if you want to read more in detail, check those two sites out. I'll try to be as accurate as possible and attempt to pronounce all names correctly, but keep in mind, this world is fictional and this is all just for fun. I'm your host, Krista Poyman. Now let's cozy up to some nostalgia. The first April Fool's prank in 2001 was a redesign of all the pets. We had a Jub now looking like an artichoke, the Mirka's entire body was an eyeball, and the Walkie's face had a big schnoz on it. Honestly, I think some of these would make great mutant pets. In 2002, the Pant Devil attacked, stealing all items in users' inventories and safety deposit boxes. This one was simple, but it did make quite a few Neopians panic. Starting in 2003, the pranks were getting more elaborate. Neopets rebranded with a layout very much early 2000s, with a new guide, Nick Neopia. Over the next few weeks, we will be changing the whole of Neopets to this radical new style. Get ready to witness the new Neopets, with a Z. The layout and links were updated with Create a Pal, Cool Stuff, What's New, Join the Party, Extreme Fun, using the letter X to show you how extreme it was. In order to make Neopets more fun, we are going to be getting rid of Neopoints. Everything in stores will be free. That includes the Hidden Tower. Oh, Nick Neopia, you had big dreams. 2004 announced the newest expansion for the Neopets TCG, Quiguki Armageddon. They released 5 new TCG cards centered around the new land of Quigara, basically Meridel with knights and princesses, but all the characters were Quiggles. Yay! TNT also announced that many languages were to be retired, such as French, Spanish, and Japanese, and were instead going to be replaced by the dead language of Latin. A Quiggle avatar was released this year, still obtainable today on every April 4th. In 2005, 50 new pets were to be released. There were actually some really good designs here, and some not so much, like the creepy human baby Humphrey. Ugh. According to TNT member Donna, most were unreleased pet designs. Later that year, a poll was held to determine which would actually become a pet, and the winner was, drumroll, the Norbu, though missing its signature mane. Some others later became pets, the Calabat, Carmariller, Duocorn, Guala, Patoot, Slimehook, Serene, Urchel, and Lilyfisk. Rest in peace, Vermi. You were apparently too cute to become a pet. To help with the strain on the servers and combat Neopian inflation, 2006 charged you for each page you loaded, costing anywhere from 3 to 75 Neopoints. There was also a system called NeoCharge to pay off your debt. In the FAQ section, they had the following. What if I don't or can't pay? If you are unable to pay your bill, your account will be flagged for review and a support staff member will be required to investigate. The support staff must first judge whether your account possesses sufficient assets to cover your accrued debt. If so, the support staff will then take necessary action to compensate for your unpaid debt, which could result in one or more of the following. Items removed from your account, your Neopets put up for adoption, access to certain parts of the site being restricted, twice as many ads that you have now. If you are a premium member, yes, you will start seeing ads again. Any painted Neopets will be returned to a normal color, so please be sure to pay on time before any of this happens to you. In classic Neoboards fashion, people had competitions to see how high they could make their debt. 2007's prank was simple yet brought about beautiful, beautiful chaos due to how believable it looked. Due to circumstances beyond our control, we've had to permanently shut down the Battle Dome and its associated activities. Obviously, this is not something we wanted to do, and as much as we'd like to fully explain, we aren't allowed to comment at this time. We'll just leave it at that for now. Of course, many Battle Dome players threatened to quit the site who weren't in on the joke and hadn't looked at the calendar that day. In 2008, players were chosen to sign up and test out the new NeoBuddy beta system. A famous character would approach you, like Captain Scarblade, Princess Amira, Dr. Sloth, etc., and have you take a personality quiz to pair you with a buddy. No matter what you answered, most would get the beautiful Bug-Eye McGee, though some random few got the suave Sir Fufon Louis. McGee would follow you around the site with annoying pop-ups, making restocking, NeoQuests, and games with page reloads extremely annoying. Users could then insult their NeoBuddy, and in turn, he would insult you back. Away with ye! Thank goodness I'm not one of your Neopets. If I were, I'd be the saddest little sprog that the seas had ever witnessed. He was just trying to be your buddy. People were so cruel. Major updates were anticipated in 2009. Plantopia is coming. No more spoiled Neopets to deal with? That's right! Neopets is blossoming in a new direction. Neoplants. They're fun and easy to play with. Just add water and sunlight. The plants were so cute. They were little pictures of houseplants with derpy eyes drawn on with MS Paint. I honestly wouldn't be mad if it were a real change. The games were also to be updated to better suit the change, such as Magnolia Chase, Attack of the Aphids, Soil Muncher, Grass Basher, and the Stock Market. But amidst the adorable changes, something sinister was happening. The Neopian economy had crashed. The Hidden Tower had barren shelves. Interest rates at the bank had dropped to 1%. The Tiki Tack man was endlessly asking for donations, and the stock market plummeted. What were Neopians to do without their imaginary economy? 2010 brought about Battle Dome 3D. TNT members made videos fighting their Neopet plushies in a makeshift arena, and it's adorable. There's one clip where there's a huge Elefante plushie. I'm talking 3 feet tall, definitely homemade. I need a sewing pattern. It's glorious. You could also prank your Neo friends, making their pets a pile of soot, changing them to a random color, sliming them, or pieing them. Anticipating the Neoboards would ruin the prank, words were filtered to change to different ones. Pie became danger, PIE became nice try, even 3.14 became numbers. And lastly, they announced the Meat Fairy, a fairy in a meat dress in reference to Lady Gaga's infamous one. They even created a fairy doll version, bacon hair and all. It's 2011, and a pandemic has swept over Neopia. Pets are sprouting fungal protrusions, and the Neopian hospital is scrambling to find a cure. When you visited the hospital, there was a pet counter for the amount infected, along with an ominous countdown clock. Even hazard signs indicated quarantines on different lands and places on the site. Throughout the day, the hospital reported on the disease, which reading it now gives me the heebie-jeebies. Bulletin, 1:03 a.m. Neopets all over Neopia have complained of not feeling well. Crowds are rushing to the pharmacy for a cure, but the illness has not yet been identified. Scientists across the land are hard at work, trying to find the source of the illness so they can contain it as they search for a treatment. Bulletin, 3:42 a.m. Symptoms of the unidentified illness includes growths on the face and body, a persistent cough, and severe headache. Neopians are encouraged to remain indoors and avoid those showing symptoms of the illness. It is recommended that Neopians cover the gaps in the doors and windows of their Neo homes to keep out germs. Bulletin, 8:37 a.m. Neopian hospital overrun with sick Neopets, all suffering from this mysterious illness. Further symptoms include itchiness, dizziness, and muscle aches. If you have any of these symptoms, please avoid contact with healthy Neopets, drink plenty of fluids, and rest in a darkened room. Bulletin, 10:20 a.m. Neopian health crisis worsens as doctors, chemists, and potion makers scramble to find a cure. Panic sets in among a worried populace. Shelves at the pharmacy are emptied by Neopets desperate for a cure for this horrible illness. Meanwhile, cases have been reported in every Neopian land, making it a pandemic. Bulletin, 12:51 p.m. The mysterious disease has been identified as the scourges. It is highly contagious. Avoiding contact with other Neopets is critical at this stage, so the disease does not spread any further. Doctors are continuing to look for a cure before all hope is lost. Thankfully, not 1 but 5 cures were found. You couldn't heal your own pets, but could heal others with the remedies of blazing hot soup, freezing cold ice packs, haphazardly placed splints, indistinguishable healing goop, and magical healing slorgs. The cure wore off after a half an hour, and then your pet would be reinfected again. Over 750,000 pets were infected. At the end of the day, though, you could ward off the disease by customizing your pet. Of course, fashion saved the day. Neopian commerce was struck again in 2012. The shop wizard was all out of sorts, spouting gibberish for prices or all wrong items. Juita had apparently left the trading post. Her replacement, Hoka, a Tyranian Kachik, limited offers on lots to dung items and 1,000 Neopoints. But even then, when the trade was provided, it ended up being your pets, weird items, and a random amount of Neopoints. The auctions weren't much better, with every item being made of dung. Nigel, the stock market Chia, was finally putting his 20 Neopoint commissions to use, bidding on every single item. The lab ray was zapping wrong pets, and the news stated users could only have 3 pets on an account. To make this chaotic day worse, NeoMail was flooded by Nigerian prince-like scam messages. Please send help. I am in distress and I was walking by the Scorchio with crazy hair and now I am invisible. All I heard was a loud zap and now my paws are see-through. I cannot get money from the bank because they cannot see me. If you send me 1,750,000 Neopoints, I will pay you back when I buy my paintbrush again. I was royal before. Please believe me. Or, dear friend, I made 500,000 Neopoints today. Check out how I made it. Stop by 39275 Desolate Circle, Darrigan Citadel after dark, and ask for Tony. Accomplish all your goals. Get Drakes, Crocs, you name it. Easy Neopoints? Why wait? But come after dark, okay? But the cruelest part of this April Fools? Having the users vote on a male fairy design. The winner was decided, and of course it was the most handsome, looking like he belonged in a Tinkerbell movie. They claimed, "We'll have the artist clean up the sketch and post the final version soon." And what we received was basically a fairy golem. You knew we wanted a male fairy TNT. Why did you play with us? The happiness fairy does not count. 2013's prank was really cute. The Neopets team decided to share a line of new physical products they would be releasing. All items were clearly handmade by the team, such as a children's snow wager pop-up book, an esophagus waste receptacle, a lab ray scientist do-it-yourself cosmetic surgery kit, and even some food items like bacon and eggs ice cream, olive and marshmallow taco, and yes, someone actually made these and took a picture of them. And my personal favorite, asparagus. Not even cooked, it's literally a photo of raw asparagus. For a mini prank on Facebook, they announced once they received enough likes, they would uncover the Tiki Tack Man's face. Later that day, they did. And what was it underneath the mask? Of course, the troll face. In 2014, the pound had closed as Dr. Death had announced his retirement, and users found themselves adopting pets against their will way over the allotted pet slot limit at the time. There was a pound director contest to decide who would be taking over the position. Candidates were the Krelidor Defender Robot, Count Von Roo, Bug-Eye McGee, and Rosie. Though Rosie had supposedly won, Dr. Death couldn't keep away and resumed his position as pound director. Rosie did become the face of the pound boards as a consolation prize. With Neopets newly acquired by the company Jumpstart in 2015, they decided to change the site to their other IPs like DreamWorks School of Dragons and some sports game Heroes and Defenders. They use Jumpstart's other games, maps, and characters all throughout the site to replace Neopets versions. Honestly, I feel this is the weakest April Fool's Day prank and a not-so-subtle way to advertise their other IPs. Not a fan. I feel like I need to play Advert Attack after this one. 2016 decided to put value to your Neopets account using a net worth calculator, weighing 30 different statistics such as avatars, Neodeck, bank records to determine how much of your life you wasted on this game. I mean, how much dedication you had to this game. There were exclusive clubs with added perks you could join depending on your status, such as the Paintbrushes Aplenty for rich Neopians, where members will soon be able to own Valentine, birthday, stained glass, and other exclusive paintbrushes. Or Club Lutari, where, needless to say, only members are allowed to embark on this island, where privileged fun is the order of the day. Where's our promised Lutari Island plot, TNT, huh? It's been how many years now? In the end, though, regardless of pets, avatars, and wealth, every user was considered priceless, and to prove it, all received the wearable Priceless seal. Thanks, Mom. They also teased a movie, Dr. Sloth Returns, and that the site would be updated to Neopets 3D. Was this foreshadowing to the metaverse that everyone clearly wants? Cough, cough, sarcasm. Fast forwarding to 2017, the Battle Dome was hit again. Boy oh boy, it sure is an exciting time in Neopia right now. We have decided to promote love and kindness throughout our beautiful lands, which has led us to introduce the new Befriending Dome. Visit it now to improve your socialization skills, give out a few compliments, and even earn new gestures as you improve. We have decided to discontinue some of our Battle Dome items. You can now use our pink squirt flower to squirt some nicely fragranced perfume water at your friends. Or use one of our scrolls to compliment and shower others with love. All opponents were now fair game to befriend, from King Altador to Hubert Knox. There was also a poll of a new pet color, marshmallow, inverted, and blurry. Somehow it was a three-way tie, so they instead created the color Marsh Inv Blue. But seriously, marshmallow was super cute. It's like plushy, but edible. Move aside, Disney World and Universal Studios. In 2018, Neopets announced they were building Neopia Land, a real-world theme park. There was going to be an outdoor amusement park, dining and commercial district named Neopia Central, and a 5-star luxury hotel. The park would feature 32 rides in 5 themed areas: the Haunted Woods, Kiko Lake, Mystery Island, Rue Island, and Fairyland. They posted content art and even a picture of a plot of land where the amusement park was meant to break ground. As a mini joke, they also announced Neopets TV, parody versions of popular shows starring Neopets. Since this joke was done much better and more thought out in 2021, we'll carry on to the next prank. Granny Hopkins decided to appear early in 2019, giving a sneak peek into perks to make an appearance later that year. Perks like, oh gross, do you dislike battling on a full stomach? This perk will change that. Feed your Neopet any gross food and then go into battle right after. Your Neopet will puke out their meal on the opponent, causing a significant reduction in your opponent's health and damaging any food-based weapons that they may have equipped for the turn. Or, you're a wizard. Take the shop wizard's place for a day and call the shots on which items may be searched for. You can remove the current restrictions or add new ones as you wish. You will also get a cut from the sale of any item found through the searches that day. Nothing too crazy with this one, but there are 14 amusing prank perks you can read if you want to burn some time. 2020 brought the return of Nick Neopia, who tried to give the site yet another makeover. Site pages would rotate and flip upside down as you navigated the site. Nick also claimed updates would include backward text as "Who wants words that are easy to read?", mystery links that led random places, and 13D games that somehow go beyond 3D and VR. The art team went full out in 2021 for NeoVision Plus, Neopets' own streaming service. They made parody shows like The Krelladorian, Cobral Kai, Dr. Roo, Gossip Girl, Ghoul Catchers, and more. They even made trailers you can watch on YouTube, full posters, and descriptions for each show. There were subscription plans for whether you wanted ads or not, sports package, or the Wheel of Extravagance package to watch movies before the general public. This prank was fantastically done, and you really need to see it for yourself. Neopets.com/NeoVisionPlus. Click on the sign up now at the bottom of the page. See what happens. You won't be disappointed. Or maybe you will. I don't know your life. Who uses DoorDash anymore? In 2022, I preferred to use DungDash. With DungDash, you can now have cuisine from your favorite shop dropped off right at the door of your Neo home. Try foods from every land in Neopia. This cutting-edge app will revolutionize how often you have to leave your house. Exploiting delivery pets so you don't have to get off the couch. Customers keep asking how we can keep our delivery prices so low. It's simple. We pay our workers even less than the bare minimum, leaving their livelihood in the hands of your generosity. Hope you tip them well. The layout was very close to the DoorDash app, with restaurants, food options, and reviews. Fairy Foods had the highest rated restaurant with a 4.5, while Dung Foods stood at a 0.5 stars. This menu was perfect if you ever ingest some type of poison and need to empty the contents of your stomach immediately. This is another one you need to check out yourself since audio doesn't do it justice. Neopets.com/DungDash. And that leads us to this year, 2023. Headlines were found all around the site. Jelly World confirmed real. Mysterious creature spotted at Kiko Lake. Real or fake? Will TNT ever release unconverted pets? Nick Neopia is back, jaded by adulthood it seems, and has created the Skeptic Tank. He's got all his theories connected by string, Always Sunny in Philadelphia style, and when you click on the different conspiracies, he shifts to the aliens meme pose.
There's only one side I'm on here, and that's the truth. For a few of you in the audience not familiar with my brilliance, I actually consulted directly with TNT back in the day. You know, the big picture brand projects. The last of which ended on a pretty sour note exactly 3 years ago today, after the team once again turned away my ingenious ideas and sent me packing. It hit me. The only rational explanation for TNT to keep rejecting these home run ideas was that they must be hiding something. They couldn't risk me getting close enough to their inner workings to see what was really going on. You know, it was right there.
He's here to lay down the truth. Wake up, Babas! We've got intel on how the fairy quests are actually a front for some large scheme. Lutari Island is actually not an island at all, but a surveillance drone, and all the cryptid sightings are failed experiments by TNT. There are even some cute Easter eggs in the background, such as the death of Flash on his coffee mug, Nick Neopia's old classic hat, Atoya the pet Kukia, get it, cause he's kooky, and the Lutari Island bee talisman from so many moons ago. I believe you, Nick, even if TNT won't. I feel like I need to conclude this episode like those top 10 videos. Which prank was your favorite? Write your answer down below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that bell. Ugh, I felt gross saying that. Anyways, that's all for this episode of Neopian Lore. All characters and licensing belong to Neopets.com. Music was created by me, Krista. Today's composition is called Fools in April. I hope you have a lovely day in Neopia.